Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Trading Card Game live video. My name is Jamie and today I'll be taking you through another deck which has come out from the most recent expansion, which of course is Mega Evolution. But of course, just before we do go into the video, if you do like this type of content and would like to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, then as always be sure to hit the subscribe button and of course like this video. So let's just have a look at the deck of today. So this is one that I've been playing recently and I quite like it. It's Mega Kangaskhan EX, which is a basic Pokemon, surprisingly, and has 300 HP and is a colorless type. So has this attack here, rapid fire combo, 200 damage, and you flip heads until you get tails, and for every heads you get, that is 50 plus more damage, so pretty strong. Has a weakness to fighting as well, so that could be relevant, and a retreat cost of 3, which is pretty hefty, but that is to be expected with cards like Kangaskhan. And it has this ability here, which is really interesting and very good as well. Run errands, so once during a turn, if this is in the active spot, we can draw 2 cards. And yeah, then that's pretty much it, basically. But you cannot use more than 1 run errand per turn, even if you switch into another Mega Kangaskhan. So pretty good. Let's have a look at kind of what other cards best pair with it. So it's a colors type, which means we can utilize any energy here. This list was actually taken from online. It was a winning list, I think in some Japanese league tournament, I think. However, I'll show you some of the changes that I've made to it because there's a couple of cards in their format that we don't have. But it's obvious, I suppose, partner in crime here, I guess, is Forretress EX here, which is a Stage 1 Pokemon, 270 HP grass type as well. Has this attack here, guard press 120. We're not really utilizing it for attacking. However, we are utilizing it for its ability here, exploding energy. So once during your turn, you can search your deck for up to 5 basic grass energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way that you like. So Mega Kangaskhan can utilize that. If we have 2 Mega Kangaskhan in play and you have a grass energy in hand, then we can utilize the fact that we can we'll just use exploding energy and power up 2 Kangaskhan in 1 turn. So that's pretty good. So other Pokemon that we have in deck, so we've got Ditto here for transformative starts, so that's pretty good. If we start with that, we can choose what we want to put in the active spots, maybe Pineco, maybe Mega Kangaskhan, depending. So it kind of just maximizes our chances of being able to start with Mega Kangaskhan, so that's quite good. And another card that we've also got, as mentioned, there's some cards in this deck that are not out yet. I think there's one called Ice Gem, I think, which is just a healer. If you have, I think, 3 energy attached to your active Pokemon, then you can heal some damage. So that's pretty good. I probably would play that, but it's not out yet. So I've had to compensate that with a couple of cards. So one card that I've compensated with is Hawlucha here for flying entry. So you can choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 1 damage counter on them. So that's also quite nice. So keep in mind that Mega Kangaskhan deals 200 damage. If we want to knock out things on the bench, things like Vezindipides, things like Ogopons, for instance, 210 is a pretty relevant number in this format. So if we do not have Hawlucha, basically what it means is that we need to rely on a coin flip, which we don't want to do. So having Hawlucha there could put that 10 damage on there. We can bring something up with a counter catcher, or we can bring it up with bosses or something like that, and knock it out with rapid fire combo without having to rely on the coin flip. So that's why we've got that in there. So that's the Pokemon line. Let's have a look a little bit at the trainers. Look a little bit something like this. Let's start with the supporter cards here, because I think that's a pretty relevant part of the deck. It's pretty important. We've got here 4 Acerola's Mischief. So this card, we can only use it if our opponent has 2 or fewer prize cards remaining. And what it does is you choose one of your Pokemon, and during your opponent's next turn, you prevent all damage done to that Pokemon by your opponent's EX Pokemon. So that's the idea. So 2 or fewer prize cards. So if you think about, if a Mega Kangaskhan goes down, that's 3 prize cards you've conceded. If you use exploding energy there, that's another 2 prize cards you've conceded. So that's already 5 prize cards, and then we can start using Acerola there and just blocking our opponent from being able to do any damage to us. So that's the idea. Our A-spec of choice also is Miracle Headset, so we can recover those as well. We can recover the Acerolas, so that's also pretty nice. And we have also 2 Pal Pads as well, so we can recover supporter cards. We've got quite a few to choose from there. So because we are reliant on putting our opponent down to, or our opponent taking all the prize cards, and putting them down to 1 or 2 prize cards for us in order to, be able to use Acerola's Mischief. We also have here 4 Iono, which is the obvious inclusion here, because we want to try and prevent our opponent from being able to draw more cards, basically. Put them down to like 1 or 2 cards. And of course, because we do have here Mega Kangaskhan, and we've got Run Errand, We also have here Ciphermaniac's Codebreaking as well. This is really, really good. So we just put anything we want on the top of the deck, then we just use Run Errand and we draw those cards that we need. So that's why we've got 4 of those in there. Really, really solid for trying to set up. And another card that I've included as well, just if we need it, Professor Turo, so that can prevent prize cards as well from being taken. We can pick things up like a Hawlucha, for instance, if we want to. So there's a few options there. If something's sitting on your bench and is damaged, maybe like a Mega Kangaskhan or something, we can also pick that up as well. So there's that. That's an option as well. But otherwise, the rest is relatively standard in terms of supporter cards. Trainer cards, we're looking, or also item cards. I don't think there's too much to go over here. So Nest Balls, Ultra Balls, Pal Pads, which we've spoken about, Night Stretcher. Tool Scrapper, pretty clutch, that has come in use at times. And this card here is probably one worth talking about, Protective Goggles. So the basic Pokemon this card is attached to has no weakness, so that's quite good. So if there are a lot of Mega Lucario in your area, if you find that a lot of people are playing a lot of Mega Lucario, then we can play more Protective Goggles if you want to. That is an option. So 4 Pokégear. And probably one of the best cards, and I've got bosses in there as well, 2 bosses. But one of the best cards I think in this deck is Counter Catcher, because we are most likely always going to be behind on the prize exchange. So this is just like a free bring things up and knock them out kind of card. So we can utilize, for example, in one turn, Acerola's Mischief, block our opponents from being able to do any damage to our Mega Kangaskhan, and then Counter Catcher things up and knock them out. So I think this is really, really good. I would even consider putting this up to 4. I think it's been super clutch in testing. So that's why I've got that in there. Stadium cards as well. Forest of Vitality there, so we can evolve our Pokemon the turn that we play them, our grass Pokemon. Predominantly speaking, our Pineco into Forretress there, so that's really good. Be careful the wording of this card though, so it says except during their first turn. So even if you go second, your opponent goes first, you cannot evolve your Pineco into Forretress on turn 1. So it's only after that you can utilize Forest of Vitality, so do keep that in mind. And yeah, so one other tactic I've noticed that a lot of people tend to use online is trying to go down the route, especially like because Monkey Dory is such a big play at the moment. So we've got Festival Grounds here. If they're kind of locked out and they can't do any damage to you, then what they'll try and do is try and use things like Monkey Dory to attack with. That also confuses you as well, so that's not convenient. So what we need to do is try to remove these special conditions. So that is why we've got Festival Grounds in here. So we can remove and recover special conditions and prevent special conditions being done to our Mega Kangaskhan. So that's why I've got that in there. So any Monkey Dories, if they're going aggro Monkey Dory on you, then Festival Grounds is the play. So that's the trainer lineup, energy lineup, 7 grass energy. So we don't really need more than that, I think. So yeah, we take 5 from deck anyway, and then we can attach from hand. We can also use Night Stretcher to get one back if we need to. And of course, we have another energy in Mist Energy, and this just helps us with special conditions as well. So as long as it's attached to our Mega Kangaskhan, then they can't confuse us, right? I don't think there's too much in terms of special conditions in the format. There's a bit of poison going around, but predominantly speaking, it's the confusion that's the issue. So, but yeah. That is the deck. So it's a very disruptive deck. I really, really like this deck. Actually, in testing, I played it quite a lot. And yeah, I think it's a really solid deck. So it can put a lot of pressure on your opponent as early as turn 2. So, but anyway, that is the theory of the deck. Let's go play a game with it and see how it plays out. Okay, let's see if we go first or second. So going first is very optimal. So if Forest of Vitality allowed us to evolve on turn 1, then I would definitely say second. So we can choose. Oh no, our opponent won the coin flip, so they can choose. So yeah, because if it were like on our first turn, going second, we actually get the donk. That could actually work. Or just apply like a lot of pressure turn 1. Cool, good start. Mega Kangaskhan. That's what we want. Nice, got a Nest Ball there. And we can use, okay, so that's fine. Ciphermaniac, okay, so let's get, to get our, do we have in hand? We have Forest Vitality in hand. Next turn, yeah, that could work, Just thinking here to get, if we get a Kangaskhan here, or if we get a Pineco. The question is, are we going to get Iono? That's the question. So I think just be safe and just get Pineco here. I was thinking another Kangaskhan. Next turn we could use Ciphermaniac and then put Forest of Vitality down, do it that way. But I think that's the optimal play here. Oh, nice. Okay, another Nest Ball anyway, so that works out. So cool. Let's get out the Kangaskhan. Very nice. Okay, looking very good there. And then Ultra Ball, we can get a next turn. We can get some stuff with that as well. We can get our Forretress out and then use Exploding Energy, power up our Kangaskhan's. So that's pretty good. And that Serendipity as well, that could be a potential knockout actually. So I'm trying to think if we have the resources here to do it. I think we do. So we can get... oh, I think they might be leading with Serendipity. That means that we wouldn't... Actually, that might be an issue because I think Hawlucha is specifically to the bench. Okay, and Zoroark. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so Hawlucha is specifically to the bench stuff. The Serendipity is in the active. We can do that later. That's fine. It's not going anywhere. So that's okay. Evolution. 270 does Zoroark have? Is it 270? 280 I think it is, right? 280, there we go. So, alright, so 200 damage, so those are 2 heads. Yeah, good work. 2 heads it is. Cool. Alright. Nice. Okay, so let's, what do we need here? So we've got Forest. Okay, let's see. Do we want to... Yeah, I don't know. I guess we bring something up here so we get rid of... okay. Yeah, okay, so we need to Ultra Ball. I'm just wondering if we... Let's just see what we get with Pokégear first and the Ciphermaniac. Okay, that's fine. Alright. So they do rely on stadium cards, so we want to try and keep our stadium cards. We'll just get rid of one Ciphermaniac for now. Let's get our Forretress here. So let's use Exploding Energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Stick that on our Pokemon. Okay. And there goes Forretress. So our opponents will take 2 prize cards. And I guess we counter catch or something. I mean, if we can get 2 heads, we can get a knockout on one of the Zoroarks. That would be pretty nice. There's no way really to power this up. Minus Hawlucha. We can Codebreaker. We could probably potentially knock out this Serendipity this turn with another counter catcher as well and Hawlucha. But I just think it's a lot of resources here just for one knockout. So let's use Run Errand as well. Cool, that's fine. Anything else? No. Okay, cool. I think we're good to go. Let's try and get 2 heads. If not, it's not the end of the world. No. Okay, 1 tails. Nice. Okay. Well, there's a potential knockout for later. And again, the idea here is if they knock out our Kangaskhan, that's fine. As we can see, they're very over-reliant here on using EXs here. So Zoroark, I mean, Serendipity they're not attacking with anyway. So if they're knocking out Kangaskhan, that's also fine because then we can utilize Acerolas here, which we do have in hand. So that's pretty good. Once we get 2 Acerolas, I might use Codebreaker there to get another one, I don't know. Or if they retreat this, we just bring this up and knock it out again. That's also another factor. Okay, that might be a... Yeah, if we don't have access to our discard pile, that actually might be a thing. That might be something worth keeping in mind. You might want to try and knock that out, actually. Okay. Cool, not bad. All right, not bad. So they can actually, yes, use Night Joker here. What do they attack? 400. Okay, it's a lot of damage. Cool. So they've got 1 prize card left, which is fine. Nice circuit. We drew an energy, which is pretty good there. We'll attach that. Okay, so let's then, yes, let's do Night Stretcher. Do I want to get back? No, we do not. Okay, cool. So now what we do is basically just block them out with Acerola's Mischief here. So let's just use Run Errand. Cool, another Acerola in turn for next turn. Okay, in hand for next turn, so that's pretty good. So let's just use Rapid Fire combo there, knock that out. Oh man, I'm getting pretty unlucky on the heads. But yeah, you can see now why Counter Catch is just so good, because you want to just keep utilizing here the Acerolas, so bosses doesn't really help you too much in that respect. So yeah, if you're just if you're using bosses, then you can't use Acerola. So we need to. That's why Counter Cash is just so good, I think, in this deck. Ends Castle. Okay, that's why we kept our Forest of Vitality, so we can override that. Oh wow. Okay, was not expecting that. So actually, I don't really care. There's not really too much in hand that I need actually. So put that down to 3 cards. 1. Okay. Ooh, this is pretty tough. We could also just, if we get rid of stuff means Cobra. Yeah. I think maybe we have to get rid of Pal Pad here. Actually, I think Pal Pad or Forest of Vitality. If we keep these two, or we just put that back and then we just All right, we're leaving ourselves a little bit thin, I think. We'll just go with, we'll go with, okay, that's fine. It's a pretty tough decision, actually. We can get them back with Pal Pad, but we have to hope the Toad School doesn't come out, so. Oh, interesting, okay. Cool, all right, there's Counter Catcher, which is quite good. We can knock something out with that. The issue here is that we need to draw some, a support card here, but we do have Run Errand, so we can draw 2 cards there. That's pretty good. But as long as the Acerola is there, they cannot do any damage this turn. Otherwise, they might be doing... what did they do in the last turn? They hit me 400 last time, right? Okay, cool. So, I don't know if they're forgetting that Acerolas out. No, because they've got free retreat there. So, yeah, you can use Night Joker if you want. It's amazing how many people forget about Acerola. It's a very, very common play. There we go, 10 damage, okay. So, we need to try and draw our way out of this. Ultra Ball, will Ultra Ball help us? Potentially. Let's see what we can draw with Night Errand. Cool, we've got Acerola there, nice, okay. We've got Iono as well, that could also help. So, what do we want to hit here is the question. Could knock out this Zoroark. We could put down to 1 card, knock out the Zoroark, or try knock out the Zoroark here. I still need 2 heads, so... Ultra Ball here, Ultra Ball is what's... That's not bringing again us too much here. But the question is, do we want to Counter Catcher here? I don't think that we do. We've got... okay. Alright, let's just Iono. Put them down to 1. Cool. There is my Acerola for next turn. Let's see if we can get through this turn. Can we get a big knockout this turn? Let's see. We've got some pretty bad luck. Nice. There we go. That is a knockout. We've got some pretty bad luck before that, so I think we're due a little bit of good luck. So, means that we'll be getting out the Zoroark next turn, which is also quite nice. There is an Acerola. Good. So I think if we get past this turn, I think we've got game here, because I don't know what they can do with if we've got Acerola out. They can't really attack us. Let's see. And we put down to 1 card as well. They just roll for turn, so that's 2. So also the hand's pretty limited. They do have Flip the Script, of course. That would be another way of drawing more cards. But yeah. So that's why you can see. You know what? I might even... I think if I were rebuilding this, I might even just put 4 Counter Catcher in there. I think it's just so good in this deck. Counter Catcher and Acerola. Cool. So yeah, if we get past this turn and we don't get knocked out, then I think we have game, to be honest. Because all their attackers here, I mean, they don't run the energy for Reshiram anyway. So all the other attackers they have in the deck are EXs. So Acerola will just would just prevent them from being able to do anything effectively. So and of course, if we draw, we can try and draw some cards as well. See what we can draw. If we hit a Counter Catcher as well, Counter Catcher would also. Okay. Nice. I don't think, can they even trade? I don't think they can trade anymore. They've got no cards. All right. Nice. We got through the turn. Cool. We survived. Very good. Okay. So what are we going to do here? So firstly, let's just use Run Errand. We've got 2 prize cards remaining. Ciphermaniac and bosses there. Okay. The problem is here. Actually, I think we've got game anyway with this. We just boss this up, knock that out. That's 2 prize cards. But had that not been an option and there was nothing on the bench that we could knock out, well, we also have here Acerola. As you can see, they've just got EXs there, right? So they wouldn't be able to do any damage to us. Our Kangaskhan would be protected there, but we'll just get the knockout, do it that way. That works. And even if we don't get the coin flip, if we'd got tails there, that would have still been a knockout. So but yeah, very, very good. So a bit of luck with the coin flips, so to say. But if you can just recycle your Acerolas, just use your A-Spec basically to get them back. Or if not, just use, you can also use Pal Pad as well. Just keep recycling them. There's so many decks that are very EX, like heavily focused on EX. There's not really too much they can do against Mega Kangaskhan if you just keep recycling Acerola. So, but that is the concept of the deck as well. So I think this is a really, really fun deck to play. But you let me know what you think. I'll leave the list in the description box below if you want to check it out and tell me what you think. Yeah, maybe I would probably put the 4th Counter Catcher in there here. I think Acerola and Counter Catcher is just so good together. They just pair very, very nicely, especially when your opponent has got fewer than 2 prize cards. But yeah, if you do like this type of content and you want to see some more content related to the Pokemon trading card game, as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course like this video. That would be great. But there you pretty much have it, guys. That was a Mega Kangaskhan EX there for you. So thank you very much for watching and see you all in the next one.